Hi, beautiful Capricorn clan, and welcome to March 2020. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this conversation and for what is coming up for you all? Because this is a big shift occurring, and we're getting a taste of some of the bigness coming ahead for the next 3-year cycle this month. Some of you probably are already very well aware of this, some of you maybe not yet, that Saturn has been with you for the last couple of years and is shifting into Aquarius in March. I'm getting like full body shivers when I talk about this. It's big. It's big on a collective level. It's asking us all to cast aside old patterns and to, more importantly than that, to actively engage and choose new ones. Now, I'm sure you all have experienced Saturn in your sign in different ways. Some of you may have really found it to be a productive, empowering time. Some of you have found it maybe a time where you've had to go through review and review and review. Some of you maybe have found that it's been a time of having to simplify. However you've experienced, there's been some pressure here on you as Saturn's moved through your sign. So when it moves into another energy, your neighboring sign of Aquarius, there is going to be suddenly kind of a release of that pressure, a release of that fatherly energy right with you. Even if it's your ruling planet, you can still feel the effects when it's with you, when Saturn's working with you. Saturn will be moving back to join you this summer in a few months. So we'll have another 6 months of Saturn in your sign before it really moves on. But this kind of catalytic shift that's happening on the 22nd of March is really big. And the big message that comes through for me when I think about Capricorns in this context is that as you get more used to Saturn being in a sign that has to do with your money, your self-worth, what you love and value, you're going to have to remember how to be soft with yourself and gentle with yourself again, and have that be your modality of productivity rather than it being about structure and self-discipline all the time. There are other big things happening this month as well. Mercury is finishing up its retrograde pattern, moving through Pisces back into Aquarius, then going direct on the 10th and moving forward through Aquarius and into Pisces again. We have the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere, fall equinox in the southern. The sun is entering Aries on the 20th, then Saturn enters Aquarius, then the new moon in Aries. And so that Aries energy, fellow cardinal sign, is highlighting and aspecting how you want your internal world to be. We have a full moon in Virgo as well, which has everything to do with how you are visualizing and philosophizing about your life. That's happening on the 9th, right before Mercury goes direct. That full moon in Virgo is going to help you to kind of get a preview, a glimpse into what is next for you. And like I said, this softness logic that's coming in, Two of Swords, can be a little intimidating. Counterintuitively enough, I think sometimes when we're asked to be in a softer stance, there is a level of faith and trust in ourselves that we are asked to activate that is scarier than when we are just in action mode, when we are just in structure mode, when we are in that justice. It's a strong card right now. Seven of Pentacles. You Capricorns have been doing a ton of work. So much energy in your sign at the end of 2019 and into 2020. It has been quite the Six of Cups, quite the shadow work, quite the foundational work going on. I mean, to have the eclipses, the South Node, Saturn, Pluto, Mars, as we begin this month out, all moving through your sign. And now Jupiter as well, King of Pentacles, love it, has been intense, right? Eight of Pentacles. Wow, all the Pentacles, Capricorn. I like it. it's been that way. So, Four of Cups. There's a lot of review going on here. There's a lot of self-review. There's a lot of introspection going on here in these cards. And the World, graduation, baby. Oh yeah. There's been a lot of work. There's been a lot of work in the Capricorn world. And to lean into a time when this energy is easing up. I mean, even the South Node is going to be leaving your sign in a few months. Things are closing out, right? When it comes to all of that intensity the last couple of years. There's the sense that the rituals, the work is closing out. And the thing with that, I think, is that rather than just being like, okay, it's moved, like magically just going to be in this different modality, it's really important to take your time shifting the gears and just getting used to the logic, because it can kind of feel like you've been cryogenically frozen and woken up in like a new planet, but the planet looks very similar. You know, it's like it's got the same flora and fauna you think, and then you notice that like it's not quite the same. You walk a little differently. The plants smell a little different. You're having to like figure out how to work in this new environment. That is kind of how it can feel, and that's why I think there's some introspection here. There's nothing negative happening here, my friends. In fact, this is all very soft energy, but there is kind of a sense of you taking stock, right? Taking stock of how you care for yourself, how you love yourself, and how to kind of come back out into the sunlight and do things in new ways that are being asked of us all here at this time. You know, to start with Two of Swords, I always think about this as a very protective energy because it stops you from jumping to conclusions. Like, you're not capable of assuming things, jumping to a specific conclusion, making a rush decision, deciding you're gonna just jump. It makes you sit and listen to your intuitive guidance up here with the moon, right, and the water behind her. And not to just be in your analytical mind, but to listen. There's something important for you to listen to here at the beginning of the month as we finish out this Mercury retrograde. You will get answers because, you know, this Two of Swords transmutes to justice. And justice is clarity, if there ever was clarity, right? Justice gives us the answers we need. It gives us that incisive kind of wisdom that is very short. Wisdom rarely comes in long, circular narrative form where it's up and it's down and you're saying all the reasons why you can't do this or why you should still be working or struggling. Wisdom comes in like one or two sentences at most. It says, you know, you need this. And that's what justice kind of is about. It's like, it will bring about practical answers sometimes, that phone call, that conversation, that piece of mail, whatever it is that needs to come in, it will come in and do that for you. But it's also in the knowing inside of yourself. So there is something being decided here, and there is some new door being opened here. But here's the thing. I think when we've stepped into a new landscape and we're committing to it, there's a period of review. And that's where Seven of Pentacles and Six of Cups comes in here. They are kind of like looking over your shoulder, right? They're looking over what you've culminated, what you learned when Saturn was with you, what you learned when all the planets were riding through your sign, right? What you gained from that. It's okay to look back a little bit and just be like, whoa, okay. I think the big thing here with these two cards is to give yourself credit for what you learned. Because it's easy to just think you didn't do much or like you're kind of the same as you were. But when you really take a moment to look, when you really take a moment to look around at you, at what you've accomplished, what you've experienced, you'll notice a lot has changed. A lot has changed from December 2017. And I would highly recommend just looking at that. Who were you in December 2017? Who are you now? There's going to be huge shifts that have happened. And these are very good cards for looking at what you did gain, Also, what you don't need to keep cultivating now that you are here. Certain things were really important for us to work on and to engage with and to sit with and to focus on during another point in our lives. And it's okay when it's like, okay, I've done that now. Now it's time for something different. So this time to pause and look internal is really great. But at the same time, you are putting roots into the ground here. King of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles are very focused, clear, action-oriented energies. This is about building things up step by step, very practically, which really fits with Saturn finishing up its transit in Capricorn. But I think too, when I think about these two cards, this is about when we really want to show up to something. Yes, it is about showing up day to day, putting the investment in, investing our learning and our energy into learning new skill sets, right? And doing it in a very practical way. But this only happens when it's something that really we love, that really feels good to us, that really feels good down to our bones. It's not something we have to do. It's not something we're expected to do. It's not something we're expected to say yes to. This is the stuff of life where, maybe there are challenging days or days where you're like, whoa, why am I doing this? But overall, you love it. And yeah, you are going to be learning new things. You are going to be investing in your future here. There's some decision making coming up for you here. And what I would say for March is that there are incisive clarity moments coming in. Also, though, there's kind of that preview energy as well. Like, not everything has to get instituted in March. Some of this stuff you're going to plant the seeds. And then, it may be 6 months from now that's all like flowering and burgeoning. It may be 3 months from now, what have you. But this is the beginning of that process of committing and investing. Now, Four of Cups is here. And Four of Cups is kind of a tease, right? Because it's like, okay, I have to sit here. I know what I've done before. I know where I am with stuff. Where is this next infusion of energy? I want it. Sarah, where is... Whoa, there is banging and loudness going on outside. I want to know when this is coming in for me. Where is it? Four of Cups is really important energy. You know why? Because this is kind of that take the rest when you can get it, because you're about to have a huge infusion of new information, new learning, new horizons, and it can only come in when you're ready. I think about how we always want to kind of know ahead of time what our life is going to be 6 months from now or a year from now, and how if we got the rap sheet of how that was going to go down and what it was going to look like, it would be so overwhelming. We would either not understand it, we would say we didn't really want it the way that it's coming in, and we'd be like, why is it happening like that? It just wouldn't click. And timing is important about how things come in. It's when we are vibrationally ready. It's when we're open to it. It's when it feels in alignment with us. So it's okay for there to be some introspection here with Four of Cups. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm not saying that this is all stuff that you're going to look forward to in 2021 or something like that, because you do have the world. And the world is definitely an infusion of some new information, some new resources, some new insights. And this, to me, is always like a cosmic graduation. And I would say, even with Saturn coming back to meet you in a couple of months, in a few months, and doing the last little tour of your energy for 6 months, there is a completion going on here. Saturn has now officially made it through all the degrees of Capricorn, right? He's made a total transit through all of them. So that means we've done even a retrograde over them. We've gone back over them. We've completed a course to some extent. And yes, we're going to go back. We're going to do a little bit more assessment. But with you all, you have reached a new level, right? You've reached a new level of mastery in loving yourself, in showing up to your world, And yeah, there's always more, right? Okay, you graduated. Now it's time to learn some new skills. Now it's time to learn to lean into this softer transit. Now it's time to learn to lean into some other self-guiding techniques that feel a little different and feel a little strange. So I do feel like this month is going to feel a little destabilizing because it's a graduation time, because there's unfamiliar territory opening up for you. That is a great thing. And I think revel in it. Revel in it. Revel in those soft moments of aha. Revel in those moments where you're really clear about committing to new paths. Revel in just watching this happen. Like it's so organic and it's so within you that it's kind of an experience to watch it happening, right? I have some affirmations for you as well, just to go along with the equinox, the Saturn shift. Like I said, I will be adding a whole bunch of resources for this over on Patreon. We're going to be doing activations, soothing rituals, all sorts of resources. I'm also finishing out Mercury retrograde over there with a lot of great resources. So if you're interested in hanging out with me more, I would love to see you over there. Here are your affirmations. I allow new emotions and insights to flood my body with light. The mechanisms around me are conspiring for my greater well-being. I am allowed to take my guard down and feel warmth and relaxation. I listen to new desires awakening within me. I love it. Like I said, join me over on Patreon. I would love to see you over there as we shift and transition. It's big stuff coming up in March. And I will be rolling out new dates on my one-on-one session calendar. So if you're wanting to know when those hit, I will be announcing those on Instagram, which you can find me at Sarah Verba. And I will just be working with those as I know more about my schedule. I'm working through some interesting moving parts in my life at the moment. So doing the best I can with the resources I have. And I would love to work with you. So keep an eye out for all of that. I'll leave all of the info in the description box for how to get in touch with me, how to work with me, all of it. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy shop. She makes such beautiful, heartfelt things, so go check her out. I will see you all very soon for more Moon Magics and, of course, for the April readings. Enjoy this shift, my friends. I'm excited for you to explore some new territory and to open to some new horizons, and I'm sending you all of my love.